Huge police presence here at our hero Aaron Bushnell's vigil. Huge police presence. Say something for the folks at home.
Peace. Stop the famine.
Stop
Stop
the
the
famine.
famine.
Stop the famine. Absolutely.
Famine. These children have a famine for thousands and thousands of people, and we're going to stand by never.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. As our comrade, Officer Aaron Bushnell bravely said in his final act of compassion, I will not be complicit in genocide. We will not stand idly by. We will never stop. We will not be complicit in genocide. We take this moment to hear his final words, followed by a minute of silence for the 30,000 martyrs murdered by the State of Israel and the U.S. war machine. Thank you. As the flames engulfed his body and consumed his final breaths, he let out the words, the wish, the conviction, the foretelling. He said, "Free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine." We will never stop fighting. I ask you to also express your outrage. In unison, let us shout those words, "Free Palestine."
Free Palestine!
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 Thank you. I'd love to invite our Palestinian community to have some words. I'd like to invite Wissam first.
Hello everybody, my name is Wissam. Thank you everybody for coming here today. We come together under circumstances most tragic, driven by a sense of profound loss, anger, and an unwavering demand for justice. Yesterday, we lost an individual who was not only a member of the armed forces, but also a courageous soul, who took an unimaginable step to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people, our people. In a selfless and devastating act of emulation, this service member laid down their life to spotlight the struggles, the injustices, and the relentless pain endured by countless individuals every day in Palestine. His last true words were "Free Palestine." We are gathered here not just to mourn, but to affirm that his sacrifices and the causes that were highlighted will not be forgotten. We honor his memory, the brave soul, as well as the memories of all of those 30,000 plus lost in Gaza and Palestine. Those who have been lost during the struggle for dignity, freedom, peace, not only in Palestine, but Lebanon, Yemen, and Syria. Their names, their actions, and their dedication light a fire in our hearts and strengthen our resolve. We are angry, rightfully so. We are angry because in a world abundant in resources, knowledge, and pathways to peace, we still witness unbearable acts of violence and expressions of profound desperation. We are angry because the call for justice, for a dignified existence for the Palestinian people, continues to be met with indifferences, if not outright hostility, by those with the power to hostility, by those with the power to make a difference. Yet, let us channel this anger into constructive action. Let us use our voices, our resources, and our networks to advocate for change. Let us support organizations, initiatives, and each other that seek to provide relief and support to those afflicted by this conflict. Let us hold our leaders accountable, urging them to prioritize peace, justice, and human rights in their foreign policies and international relations. Moreover, let us remember the lesson of empathy and solidarity that this act of sacrifice teaches us. This service member, despite or perhaps vigor towards a world where no one feels compelled to undertake such drastic measures to be heard, where justice and peace are not just ideals but realities for all, including the Palestinian people. We will not let this loss be in vain. We will remember, we will act, and together we will strive for a future marked by empathy, justice, and peace, for no one is truly free until Palestine is free. Thank you.
We'd love to welcome any other speakers who might want to share their thoughts at this time.
Hi everyone, my name's Danica, but I am not speaking on behalf of myself tonight. I'm speaking on behalf of Daniel Hale, who was an Air Force veteran who was sent to prison for whistleblowing on the US drone program. Greeting friends and comrades, I express the utmost solidarity and humble respect for our fallen comrade Aaron. Both Aaron and I share a commonality that is more widely spread throughout the American military than the ruling class would have you believe. The weight of guilt for the many crimes against humanity perpetrated by our government hangs heavy over every veteran. Aaron succumbed to the most pervasive wound in the US military, a moral wound. I urge each of you to honor his memory by going and looking at his final moments uncensored. Aaron wanted everyone to witness the horror of human beings being consumed by flames, lest we continue to ignore the reality of what our bombs are doing to the bodies of Gazan children by the tens of thousands. God promised Noah the fire next time. Aaron's stunning bravery is prophecy fulfilled. Upon the ashes of an old world, we shall build the new one, until every prison a library, until every sword a plowshare, until Palestine is free. Rest in power to the martyrs of Gaza, and rest in power, Aaron Bushnell.
Thank you.
My name is Kamal Freeman, Angry Black Man in Therapy. I'm representing We Act Radio. It's been said that if you set yourself on fire, the world will watch you burn. I really didn't know what that really meant in real time until yesterday. And this young man is now my newest hero. And for him to give his life to bring the change that we so desperately need in this world also shows up a mirror to many of us who are not only unwilling to risk our lives, we're not even willing to risk our livelihood. I've heard so many people in this bourgeois town tell me it's not your fight. You're gonna lose a lot of money. You're gonna like a lot of enemies. And I think that what this young man taught us is that that really doesn't matter, does it? Some of the same things they would tell us to minimize our righteous indignation to address the atrocity and the ongoing genocide. Many of them don't even want us to say the word genocide. We haven't even had the argument about that. Yep. That is a shame. But it's because they are shameless that we have to make sure that we are not shameful and being acquiescent and silent. Martin Luther King was accused of the same things when he spoke out against the war in Vietnam. History repeats itself, and the system is not going to change on its own. We cannot shame the shameless. We cannot appeal to the conscience and morals of those who have no conscience or morals. You have people telling us, oh, well, if you don't support Biden in this genocide, then you're going to make it easy for Trump. Those are false choices, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers and sisters, friends and enemies, as Malcolm would say. Because those are paper and plastic choices. We have a third option, and it's a recyclable bag, and we need to bring that bag to the table. We should have a record-breaking turnout for third-party candidates in this election. Don't just stay home, do something. That's what we say at We Act Radio, do something. And this is our moment. This is an inflection point. And if you think I'm playing, just look at the calendar. What happened in the last election? Even if Biden pulls off a win, which I don't think is going to happen because he would need everybody that voted for him last time, this time, and that's not going to happen. But even if he did, Trump would not accept the results. What did he do last time? What do you think he's going to do this time when it's all for the marbles? But sadly, the two wings of the same bird somehow agree on foreign policy, don't they?
Yes. Yes.
There's no difference when it comes to this issue.
Exactly.
But that has changed, hasn't it? That has changed. Again, this is a bougie town, so we cannot expect too much change here. By police that are trained by Israel there to have any support for what we need to do. But again, we can do something. There are 80,000 young people in college in this town, and they are all eligible to register to vote. They qualify for residency. And if only half of them took up the ballot or the bullet and joined us in this election, we could really tip the balance of power. And DC, not being a state, should be a national issue. Because guess what? If it was a state, theoretically, we would get 2 progressive new Democratic senators, and that would tip the balance of power in this country. Make no mistake about it. They are both 2 wings of the same bird. You have conservative elements of both parties that prevents anything from getting done. Most people in this country want a ceasefire, but our elected representatives are not listening to us. And so I want to thank everyone that came out here today. But when you leave here, don't take this fire and let it burn out. The fire he lit yesterday burns on. And we like to say at We Act Radio, do something. And the last thing I want to say is that our current Congresswoman, 87-year-old Eleanor Holmes Norton, is not only mute on this issue, but she refuses to say ceasefire. And that's a shame. And I'm setting myself on fire to challenge her on that, and I hope some of you will join us. Thank you.
Is that black enough? Okay. Okay. Well, thank you.
We will honor all our martyrs.
We will honor all our martyrs.
All our parents, fathers, and daughters.
All our parents, fathers, and daughters.
We will honor all our martyrs.
We will honor all our martyrs.
All our mothers, fathers, and daughters.
All our mothers, fathers, and daughters.
We will honor all our martyrs.
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 We gather today to honor the lives of over 30,000 Palestinians stolen from us in the past 4 months. We gather to honor the lives and homes being bombed across Arab lands, from Lebanon to Syria to Yemen. We gather here to honor the heroism that occurred on this land yesterday of Aaron Bushnell, making the ultimate sacrifice in devotion to true liberation. Arabs and Palestinians have a strong tradition in honoring our martyrs. The word for martyr in Arabic, shaheed, translates to witness, or one whose final moment in life is as a witness to injustice. Aaron Bushnell was a martyr whose final moment was spent in the heat of one naked, unflinching truth. The moral conscience of every human being, from the belly of the beast to the farthest reaches of the earth, demands immediate attention and action to end the horrors before us. We honor these martyrs. We bear witness to their deaths. We commemorate their lives, not because it is easy, but because it is one of the highest duties we have to our people. Aaron Bushnell's sacrifice is being remembered across the world today. He has taken the most honorable stance a free person can make, to willingly choose the fire of this world in the name of justice and liberation, rather than stand by and be complicit in genocide. He continues in the distinct tradition of heroic martyrs who have self-immolated to spark revolution. From Thich Quang Duc in protest in Vietnam, to Mohammed Bouazizi sparking the Arab Spring in Tunis. This is the ultimate form of protest, the response to the ultimate evils present in this world. We honor these martyrs and assure that their deaths inspire millions to sacrifice for global revolution.
That's right.
Aaron Bushnell was an active duty member of the Air Force. The ruling class do not want the people to know that this was an American soldier who sacrificed his life, not for the interests of the elite, but for the people. This one act undermines every piece of American propaganda that furthers a false narrative of freedom and democracy, and that the highest form of honor is to serve in the military. A lie sold to exploit poor and working class youth to give them one means of survival and contribute to the exploitation of the masses around the world. It's a false choice imposed upon people in a country that doesn't provide for their safety and well-being. Aaron Bushnell saw through these lies. He shattered this myth with a very clear message. His refusal to be complicit destroyed this narrative, and he did so in a way that could not be denied by the media. And we remind everyone, in his own words, that this extreme act of protest, compared to what the people have been experiencing in Palestine at the hands of their colonizer, is not extreme at all. For over 4 months, our people have been experiencing absolute horrors at the hands of the Zionist entity. The Zionist entity whose premier outpost in front of us was labeled yesterday with only an ounce of the true horror of its foundation and legacy. We have lost 30,000 of our people, 30,000 of our people in Gaza alone. Hundreds of thousands are at the brink of death from starvation. How many of our people have been burned to their core from white phosphorus bombs that the people in this building helped to purchase? How many of our people were burned in the ruins of the rubble of their own homes? How many of our people bled to death in hospitals with no fuel left to burn? How many years of vigils will we be attending to honor our martyrs? All who have paid the same price as Aaron and have not garnered the global admiration or grief. The war criminals in this city, the war criminals in this building, and in the White House have the souls and blood of Aaron, every Palestinian killed, tortured, imprisoned, and starves on their hands. We affirm with every breath that we will resist until liberation, that their blood is the most priceless on this planet, that every drop paves the path to liberation. That is why, no matter the devastation the empire unleashes on our people, we fight on undeterred and unshaken, because we know that we do not fight alone, because we recognize the conviction and commitment behind Aaron's words, and feel the same rage at those responsible for the slaughter in Gaza. Everyone here feels that same righteous anger that Aaron felt, and we share the same refusal to be unmoved by what we are seeing with our own eyes. He screamed, "Free Palestine," until he drew his last breath. With every muscle, through the sheer pain, through tears, through flames, and through fire. With every muscle in his body, he screamed, "Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! What an honor it is to have your final words in this unjust world be "Free Palestine." May this moment be a reminder to us all for why we must fight on, and let it invigorate your commitment to liberation. Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Long live Palestine!
Hands up, listen now!
Hands up, listen now!
Hands up, listen now!
Hands up, listen now!
And what I found interesting, that this is the path that Aaron walked. Because when I saw him, I saw these Adinkra symbols. He walked right through here. These are Adinkra symbols from Ghana. It's the Ghanaian embassy. And he walked right past here. Down this way. And the actual spot where he lit himself is right here.
With anger and with rage.
This is the
With
spot.
anger and with rage. And his legacy will
I thought that's the
carry
restricted
on,
area.
so that we do not
I can't speak of
stand
that.
with
We're gonna stay over there.
sadness, but with anger and with rage. With anger and with rage. Until the empire crumbles from the top to the bottom. Anger and rage is all we have been feeling for almost 5 months, over 140 days. 75 years of occupation, almost 17 years of the siege on Gaza. And Aaron Bushnell stood here yesterday and was so strategic with what he did. And let me explain to you why. He knew the media would try to spin this as though he was mentally unstable, just another troubled child. But everything he did was calm, cool, collected. He stood there, explained why he was there. The Huffington Post had the audacity to say they have no reason to believe yet that this was a form of protest. When it very first was, or that this was an extreme form of protest. And the officer who drew his gun.
Shame!
flames, burning and falling to the ground, screaming, "Free Palestine," he told him to stay on the ground. And this moment exposes the truth and the reality of state violence, of what this state continuously does. It is enforced to kill, not to save. These cops, these agents, the entire institution are trained to kill and not to save, just like these murderers inside this building. And so as we gather for Aaron, and we gather for over 30,000 lives that have been lost in Gaza alone, not even counting the West Bank, not even counting Yemen, not even counting Syria or Iraq. The list of the countries can go on, right? As we stand here for them, let us not forget that anger and rage are our tools, and that this is not just the beginning of the revolution. The revolution has been ongoing for 76 years, and the global masses have finally chosen to wake up, have finally to put their bodies on the front lines. It is no longer just our people alone. And 3 years ago, I stood right here in front of this embassy telling every single person that this is not just a Palestinian issue only. That this is not just an Arab issue only. It is, but not only. It is not just a Muslim issue only. And Aaron Bushnell, a white man who is in active duty in the military, stood here and self-immolated for the people of Palestine.